Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are all well by the grace of Almighty. Welcome to NIEBS Home School. I am Ashis Biswas, an assistant teacher of mathematics in National Ideal English Version School, morning shift. Today I am going to take a math class for the student of class 5. Our today's topic is percentage, which is in chapter 9. So let us start our class. Before starting our class, we need to know what we learn in our class. At first we learn some definition, that means principal, interest, percentage rate of interest and formula of principal, interest, percentage rate of interest and time. And in our lecture we shall solve three problems, problems 2, 3, 4, which is your example section, and your SW is 4, 5, 6, which is in exercise 9. So let us start our class. At first we want to know principal. As this is lecture 2, in lecture 1 we shall learn what is percentage. So we shall start here principal. What is principal? Principal means money that is borrowed or invested is called principal. I repeat, money that is borrowed or investment is called principal. Suppose you want to deposit some money in a bank, that amount of money is called principal. Here the formula of principal is interest multiply 100 divided by rate of interest multiplied with time. Okay, I repeat this formula, principal equal to interest multiply 100 divided by rate of interest multiplied with time. Okay, our next definition is interest. What is interest? Money in addition to the principal credited to an account by the bank is interest. That means when you deposit some money in a bank, then that amount of money is called principal. One principal, bank give you some addition money. This addition money is called interest. Okay, and the formula of interest is principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time divided by 100. I repeat this formula again. Interest equal to principal multiply rate of interest multiply time divided by 100. Okay, our next definition is percentage rate of interest. I repeat, percentage rate of interest. Interest caused by depositing 100 taka for 1 year is the percentage rate of interest. That means if we deposit 100 taka, then after completing 1 year the bank give us some amount, and this amount is called percentage rate of interest, and the formula of percentage rate of interest is interest multiply 100 divided by principal multiplied with time. I repeat, percentage rate of interest equal to interest multiply 100 divided by principal multiplied with time. Okay, and time measured in year hairs. Time measured in year hairs. So the formula of time is interest multiplied by 100 divided by principal multiplied with rate of interest. Okay, so by using this formula and this formula, we shall solve our math. I hope you have understood our formulas: principal, interest, percentage rate of interest and time. You must memorize this four formula. If you memorize this, then it is easier to solve any math of this chapter. Okay, now I erase the definition of principal, interest, percentage rate of interest and time. Okay. Dear student, we shall go to our first problem, problem 2. At first to read the problem first. Pooja borrowed some money from a bank with an annual interest of 12% and paid the annual interest 1680 taka 1 year later. Here year is 1 year later. How much was principal? Okay, here annual interest rate is given, annual interest is given, and time is given. We need to find out the formula. At first we shall learn what is the formula of principal. So by using the formula of principal we shall solve the math very easily. So write first what are given. First of all, given that rate of interest is equal to 12% and interest is 1680 taka, that means 1680 taka, time 1 year, time 1 year. Now we apply here the formula of principal. So we write, we know that principal equal to interest multiplied by 100 divided by rate of interest multiplied by time. My dear student, notice the value of interest is given, rate of interest is given, and time of interest is also given. So now we put the value of interest, rate of interest, and time. Here interest is 1680 taka multiplied with 100, rate of interest is 12, and time is 1 year. Now we cut this number by 12. In 16, 12 goes in 1 times. Then subtracting 12 from 16 and we get 4, and it will be 14. In 14, 12 goes in 4, 12 jar 14, and 0 is here. So we cut 12 by 1680 and we get 140. Now we multiply 140 with 100 and we get the answer. So 140, this 00 is also here. Here we apply the easy method. That means at first we add 14 with on, then we get 14 on the 14. Then how many zeros left? 1, 2, 3. So we write here 1, 2 and 3 0. Okay, and 14,000 taka is the principal. I hope you have understood question number 2. Now we write answer, and answer must be written because it is very important part of a math. And if you don't write answer, then some marks will be deducted from your answer script. Okay, I hope you have understood question number B. Now I erase question number B and start to solve question number 3. At first we read question number 3. Question number 3 asks you, Tanima borrowed 2000 taka from a bank for 3 years, and for 3 years borrowed 2000 taka, and an annual interest is 6% is always charged on the principal. How much taka will she pay back in 3 years time? My dear student, notice here principal is 2000 taka, time is 3 years, and 6% is rate of interest. The question asks you to find after 3 years how much taka she will pay back to the bank. That means principal must be given to the bank by her, and after 3 years some interest will be. For these reasons, at first we find out the interest of this principal of 3 years. Then we add this interest with the principal. Okay, and that amount of money she will pay back after 3 years. So at first we find out the interest. We know that the formula of interest is principal multiplied by a rate of interest multiplied by time divided by 100. So first of all we write given that, number 3, given that here principal is 2000 taka, principal equal to 2000 taka and time equal to 3 years and rate of interest equal to 6%. We need to find out the interest and we know the formula of interest. We know that interest equal to principal multiplied by rate of interest multiplied by time divided by 100. Now we put the value of principal, rate of interest and time in the formula. So what is the principal? Principal is 2000 taka. Rate of interest is 6% here and time is 3 years divided by 100. Now we cut this 2000 by 100 and we get 20. Now we multiply this 20 with 6 and with 3. 6 3s are 18. 20 multiplied with 18. Now we apply here easy method, that means we multiply 18 by 2 first. 2 6 are 16, carrying 1 2 1s are 2, 3 as 0. So 360 taka is the interest of 2000 taka after 3 years. So the question asks you to find how many taka would he pay back after 3 years. That means he must pay the principal with the interest. So we add this interest with principal and we get the required answer. That means she will pay back after 3 years principal is 2000 taka and interest is 360 taka. She will pay back after 3 years equal to, then if we add, then 0 0 0 6 0 6 3 0 3 2. By addition of 2000 and 360 taka we get 2360 taka and this is the required answer. I hope you have understood how to solve this math. Okay? Okay, my dear students, question number 3 done. I hope you understand question number 3. Now we shall go question number 4. Question number 4 is a CBQ. Question number 4 is a CBQ and it is very, very important for your PEC exam. So at first read the question first. For Shamol Chakma borrowed 4500 taka from a bank. That means principal is 4500 taka and an annual interest of 8% were always charged on the principal. That means annual interest means 1 year and rate of interest is 8%. Question number A, how much taka would he pay back in 10 years? That means suppose consider Shamol Chakma borrowed 4500 taka from a bank and interest is 8%. Rate of interest is 8% and the required year is 10 year. So in order to find out the answer, at first we find out the interest, because when he want to pay back the borrowed amount, he must be pay the principal with the interest of the bank, So the principal is given, but the interest is not given. So we need to find out the interest first, and we know the formula of interest, and the principal, rate of interest, time is given. So we can easily find out the amount of interest. So first of all we write question number 4.1, given that principal equal to 4,500 taka, rate of interest 8% and time 10 years. Interest, we know that the formula of interest is interest equal to principal multiply rate of interest multiply time divided by 100. Dear student, notice the value of principal is given, rate of interest is given and time is given. Now we put the value of principal, rate of interest and time. Principal is 4,500 taka. Rate of interest is 8 and time is 10 divided by 100. We cut this 4,500 by 100 and we get 45. Now we multiply 45 with 8 and with 10. So we write 45 multiply 8 10s are 80. Now we multiply these two numbers by easy method. That means at first we multiply 45 by 8 and we get 8 5s are 40 carrying 4. 8 4s are 32 and 4 36 and 1 0, this 0 is here. That means 3,600 taka is the interest. So after 10 years he would pay back this amount and this amount. That means if we add principal with interest, then we get the required answer. That means after 10 years he would pay back to the bank, is 4,500 plus 3,600 taka. If we add, that means 0 and 0, it will be 0, 0, 0, it will be 0, 6 and 5, it will be 11, carrying 1, 3, 4, 7 and 1, 8. 8, 1, 00 taka, that means 8,100 taka. I hope you have understood question number 1 of CBQ. That means the last part answer. My dear student, I hope you understand question number 1. Now we shall go to our next question, that means question number 2. So at first we read the question first. Here the question is several years later. Here time is unknown. Student, notice several years later, that means time is unknown. The annual interest summed up to 2,520 taka. How many years did he borrow? That means we need to find out the required time, and interest is given, which is 2,520 taka. Principal is also given 4,500 taka and rate of interest is 8%. So principal is given, rate of interest is given, and interest is also given, but the time is not given. So if we know the formula of time, then we can easily find out the amount of years that he borrowed the money. So let us start to solve math. We have already learned the formula of time at the first of our class. So at first erase question number 1 and start to solve question number 2. For 2, first given that principal 4,500 taka, rate of interest 8% and interest sum up to 2,520. That means interest equal to 2,520 taka. We need to find out the required time. That means first of all we write that we know that time equal to interest multiplied by 100 divided by principal with rate of interest. Now we put the value of interest, principal and rate of interest. Interest is 2,520 taka and this 100 is written here, and principal is 4,500 taka and rate of interest is 8%. So first of all we cut this 4,500 taka by this 100 and we get 45. My dear students, now we cut this 8 by this number and we get 8 3s are 24. If we subtract 24 from 25 we get 1 and it will be 12, and in 12 8 goes in 1 times. That means if we subtract 8 from 12 we get 4 and it 40. In 40 8 goes in 5 times. That means 8 5s are 40. Now we cut this number and this number. Now we cut 45 with 350. We cut this number by 7 maybe. So let us take 7 5s are 35, 5 carrying 3, 7 4s are 28 plus 3 31. Yes, we cut this number by 7. That means 7 year is the required answer. So it is the required answer, 7 years. Okay, our today's CW is done. Now we shall go to our SW section, and this is your SW number 2. You have already know that your CT bars, SBA bars and diary marks depends on your SW. So it is very important for you and you must do your SW properly and submit it regularly. Okay. Question number 4, sum which is 4, 5, 6, which is in exercise 9. Here some money borrowed from a bank with annual interest of 15% and paid the annual interest 1,680 taka 1 year later. How much was the principal? That means here interest is given, rate is given and time is also given. As it is annual, so it must be 1. So you know the formula of principal. Now we write formula of principal and put the value of interest, rate of interest and time, then you get the answer. And it is so easy. Similar as question number 2. Acha, next question number 5. 15,000 taka borrowed from a bank for 5 years with an annual interest of 8%. How much taka should pay back 5 years later? Similar question number 3. That means here principal is given, rate is given, time is given. That means first of all you find out the interest, then you add this interest with this principal and finally you get the answer. Question number 6. 50,000 taka was borrowed from a bank. 98,000 taka was paid back 8 years later. How much annual interest rate was charged on the principal? My dear student, notice here you want to find out the annual interest rate. So here principal is given and time is given, but here you notice after 8 years he would pay back 98,000 taka. That means in 98,000 principal and rate is given. So we subtract this principal from 98,000 taka and we get the interest. Okay. After finding out interest, then you write the formula of rate of interest and put the value of principal, interest and time. Then you get easily the rate of interest. I hope you have understood our today's lecture. My dear students, if you have any question or any query about this chapter based on my lecture, you must contact me to this number. That means 0175 268 22 and 11. Okay, I repeat 0175 268 22 and 11. My messenger and Facebook ID is Ashis Biswas. Okay, I hope you have understood my today's lecture. Please submit your SW every Sunday. Okay, keep practicing at home and abide by your parents. See you soon. Till then, Assalamu alaikum.